Hi guys, George here from Zero Period Productions, and today on Skyrim Saturday Mods we're taking a look at Helgen Reborn by Mike Hancho. I'm covering this as part of the Skyrim Saturday Reunion Tour, where I go back and play some of the better known mods of Skyrim's history, some of which I've played before, some of which I haven't. I did play Helgen Reborn years ago as part of my Skyrim modded playthrough here on the channel. More than 5 years ago at this point. Looking through the mod and its changelog, it does seem that some of the notable changes to the mod released after my initial playthrough, meaning that I will be experiencing and covering new content this time around. This is one of the better known mods out there, having been written about not only in PC Gamer, but also on the official Bethesda blog. As the name might imply, Helgen Reborn is about rebuilding the city of Helgen, which falls to Alduin's attack at the very beginning of the game. You have the chance to help make Helgen your own, decide on its future, its allegiance, and see it come to life again. The mod is fully voiced with over 20 different actors, including new armor sets, a new player home, and display room as well. The new updates to the mod include 6 new custom dungeons as opposed to vanilla Radiant locations, a marriage option, more miscellaneous dialogue, and new repeatable quests, as well as some custom quests for the town guards. Given that this mod affects a major vanilla location that is tied to the base game, there are some words of warning and instructions before you get started. If you're including this mod in a brand new playthrough, it's important that you leave Helgen Reborn unchecked in your mod list until after you exit Helgen's Cave, either with Hadvar or Ralof. At this point, make a new hard save and then activate the mod. Shortly after the mod is installed, you'll receive a new quest with instructions on how to proceed. Before starting the quest itself, it's recommended that you make sure the bandits have moved into Helgen's ruins. This is more of a concern if you're playing on a brand new character rather than an existing one. The author recommends a minimum of level 20 to start the mod. Helgen Reborn is available on PC for both Skyrim Classic and Special Edition, and for this playthrough I'll be playing on Special Edition. But enough of that. Let's get started. Read this journal entry. Helgen Reborn is ready to play. When you're ready to begin the quest, simply read the Helgen Reborn guide that was just added. It would be a good idea to pay attention to the suggestions offered in the book, as they can definitely have an impact on the quest. Have fun. Hey, quest completed. Helgen Reborn guide. Welcome to Helgen Reborn. The mod is loaded, and your adventure is ready to begin. Just follow the quest normally. But before you speak to Marcus in my quest, I suggest you make sure the bandits that take over Helgen are enabled. They're enabled 4 days after the quest Unbound has been completed, but you must enter Whiterun to enable them. You will know for sure that they're enabled by checking the gates leading into Helgen, and if you have the spikes with the bloody body parts on them, you're good to go. If you don't, I suggest you wait somewhere for 4 days, then enter Whiterun through the main gate night, not by fast traveling, then go back to Helgen to make sure they're enabled. If you've killed them before and they haven't respawned, that's okay. As long as you have the bloody spikes, you're fine. I do like this. Here's the thing. I do like that the mod author did include something in regards to a guide, included an in-game guide, just so that people had a means of not doing technical difficulties, but having something to refer to in regards to compatibility, in regards to setup and everything. And while some people might think it's maybe a little immersion breaking to have something like that in-game, I think it's actually really, really smart, because it means if you're having issues, you can refer to this first rather than having to close out of your game, open up your browser, so on and so forth. I think providing something in-game like this does help players out, and honestly, I'd be fine with seeing more of that. Someone is looking for you in Whiterun. Alright, well,
what is it?
We better go see who it is. Well, it seems they're in the Drunken Huntsman. Oh, hello.
By the 9! I can't believe it's you. I was just asking around if anyone knew where I might find you.
You're looking for me? What are you talking about?
My master and I recently arrived here in Skyrim from Citadel. It's been a long journey, but he sent me to see if I could find you. I thought I'd check the tavern and inn here in Whiterun first, and then set out for the other towns tomorrow. But fortunately, the gods favour me today, as you seem to have found me instead. He's heard of your escape from that awful dragon attack and urgently needs to speak with you. I know nothing more than that. He's at the inn in Falkreath. Could you please meet him at your earliest convenience? He only wishes to talk to you.
Oh, I just came from
He gave me
Falkreath.
this note to give you, and a small token of his appreciation. Now then, I bid you good day as I have another errand to run. No rest for the weary, as they say. Good day.
Alright. I'll take some gold. Letter from Marcus Janus. Dear friend, after I got word of your survival from that terrible dragon attack in Helgen, I came to Skyrim as fast as I could. I've sent my trusty messenger Patsy, in the hope that he will be able to find you and give you this letter. You are one of the only survivors, and you may have explicit knowledge that is vital to me. I would very much like to discuss the events of that day with you. These are truly desperate times, and I hope you will accept this small gift of gold as a token of my appreciation. Would you meet me in Dead Man's Drink in Falkreath? Sincerely, Marcus Janus. See you, Patsy. Oh god, okay. I thought Patsy just teleported to me for a second. I just saw something out of the corner of my eye.
You're looking at a real warrior.
And I thought it might have been
At least I
Patsy.
used to be.
Alright, you're just... You used to be a warrior, and now you're just a pain in the ass, alright? It's funny, because I just came from Falkreath originally, because my home, my estate... It's right... Where is it? Oh, I always forget where it is. My estate is right... It's in this area, isn't it? Am I forgetting where I live? Okay, yeah, that's in Falkreath Hold. It's close enough. I mean, it's closer to Falkreath than it is to Whiterun, that's for sure.
Come on in. We got warm food, warm drinks, and warm beds.
I'm just here for a nice warm conversation. Hello? No chair for me, huh?
I've heard the... Oh, hello. Need something?
I hope I didn't just interrupt his dialogue, because I saw him say something, but as he started talking, I hit E.
Is it true that you're the Archmage of the College of Winterhold? You sure do get around, don't you?
Okay, I think one of the things they added in the more recent update, or the last big
You defeated
update,
Alduin and
was
saved Skyrim. There will be songs written for you for years, friend.
the more ambient lines, which I like. I really, really like that.
It's good that the war is finally over. Hopefully, the people of Skyrim can resume their lives in peace.
Are you, Marcus Janus? You wanted to see me about Helgen?
Oh, bless the divines, you came! Well met, and welcome. We have much to discuss. Will you tell me, what happened at Helgen?
You mean the part before I almost got my head cut off? Or after? You already know Helgen was attacked by a dragon. Have you ever seen one?
Well, no, now that you mention it.
I doubt any civilians made it out of there alive. The place was laid to waste.
Then it's as I feared. My brother and his family are lost. Gods damn it all. I'd hoped for better news.
Even if they did survive the dragon attack, the bandits killed them for sure.
Yes, I've heard the fort is full of them. But appearances can also be deceiving. If I'm right, these are no bandits at all. I have it on good authority there is a man known only as Val inside the keep. He's the leader of a small group of mercenaries, for lack of a better term. Their aim is to kill Thalmor wherever they're found.
Oh.
That they've come out of hiding is beyond mysterious. They're insurrectionists. A resistance movement, if you will.
I'm fine with that. Insurrectionists? And you know this man?
His name is Valerius Tiberius Artoria. We served for many years together in the Imperial Legion, as captains under Titus Mede II during the Great War. He was a good man in those days, an honorable man. Then the Aldmeri invaded, and murdered his wife, son, and daughter in cold blood.
They murdered his family? Tell me more, please.
They marched them down the streets of the Imperial City and tortured them until they were dead, right in front of the Imperial Palace itself. They said, Let it be known that any family members of Imperial officers found anywhere else in the province would receive a similar fate. There were many such atrocities committed by those wretched maggots within those walls, and even more unspeakable tragedies in the rest of Cyrodiil. We were under orders to flee the city for Skyrim when they invaded. We left our people, our families, defenseless. Most did not survive. The few that did make it out of there were scattered as refugees throughout the rest of the province. The plan was to regroup here in Skyrim, rest and resupply our forces, and return to the Imperial City to retake it. That took almost a year. Surely you know the history. If not, this book will help you understand a little of what we went through.
Oh, thank you. What happened to the city?
When we finally returned to the city, there wasn't much left. We split our forces, and I led the charge from the southern waterfront district, while Valerius attacked from the west. March right down to the main gate and knock on the door, he said. The man had guts, that's for sure. After we retook the city, he started to change. He knew his family was gone, but when he learned that they were tortured in the streets, he went mad and vowed to avenge their deaths. He started conducting covert operations that were unknown even to me, his closest friend. He took a handful of his most loyal men and began assassinating Aldmeri officers and diplomats, wherever he could find them. Of course, all of this was without knowledge or consent from our commanders. When they were caught, well, let's just say justice was swift. But the Aldmeri feared making a martyr out of him, as they knew the people were aware of his family's torture and murder.
Well, they obviously didn't execute him.
No, but under pressure from the Thalmor, Titus locked him and his men away in the Imperial prison for the rest of their lives. Soon after, I decided my service had come to its end, and retired from the Legion. But you don't get to be a captain and not accumulate a few favors.
Let me guess. You helped him escape from the prison.
Well, yes and no. I wasn't actually involved in the operation, but a young lieutenant who served under me was stationed there after I retired. And he found an ancient passage out of the prison that had long been forgotten about. We always heard the stories about it from ages ago, but none of us believed they were true, and dismissed them as fairy tales. But they were true, and Lieutenant Buckingsley found the passage. So, on a dark and stormy night, Buckingsley quietly slipped a key into Valerius' cell, and created a diversion, which bought Val enough time to escape.
So what happened to Val? What about his men?
They went straight away to Hammerfell, to join the Redguard rebellion against the Aldmeri Dominion. It was rumored a secret brotherhood who called itself the Keepers of Hatu was formed, after the signing of the Second Treaty of Stros Makai. Most people passed these rumors off as baseless gossip, but the name Hatu always had intrigued me.
And what intrigues you about it?
Hatu was the mountain where the Redguard hero Frandar Hunding and his sword singers made their final stand against the armies of Hera. It was a bloody battle in their history, but their victory led them to a new land they named Hammerfell, which began the modern-day Redguard society. Here, I brought a few of my old books along, just to refresh my memory.
You got a lot of books.
Perhaps you'd like to study them, if you're interested in history.
Are you just a librarian? Are you
Really
sure
good
that you're
pleasure.
a soldier? Or ex-soldier? Thank you. I absolutely will.
Where were we? Oh, yes, the name is a metaphor, meant to imply a final stand, much the same as the one Frandar made at Hatu Mountain. It was also widely known that this brotherhood was made of all races, all united in a singular cause under the banner of the hammer and anvil.
Defeat the Thalmor, right?
Yes, I see you've been listening. Not only defeat them, though, that would not be enough, but to cleanse Tamriel of the Thalmor and their racist Aldmeri dominion forever.
So what makes you think this Valerius? Or what makes you think that Valerius is involved with this group?
Yes, interesting, isn't it? I've heard the name Valerius Artoria associated with them on more than one occasion. First, who better to lead such an organization than someone as skilled in warfare as he? Second, who better to intimidate your enemy than a legend well known as an assassin of their kind, even if he were dead? And if he is still alive, and his men still serve with him, it seems logical that they would return to Skyrim along with the Thalmor.
So what exactly does this have to do with me?
I need you to go try and talk to Valerius. Reason with him. Tell him Marcus Janus requests a meeting with him. Tell him I'll come to the fort alone. Present company excluded, of course. Give this ring to him. It was his wife's wedding band. If any of his men try to accost you, show it to them and tell them it is a gesture of goodwill from me. They'll give you quarter if they know I sent you. Approach the guards and show them the ring. Tell them Marcus Janus sent you to see Valerius Tiberius Artoria on urgent business. Show them this note with my seal, but tell them it's for Valerius. His eyes only. Please, return to me as soon as you can. I'll prepare to leave and be ready to go when you return. Make haste, young one, and may fortune favor the foolish.
Well, I am quite foolish. Very kind of you to notice. I am trying to be thorough with, going through all the dialogue, and I thought that was a really good introduction. I think that's a really, really strong start and introduction to the story, the situation, so on and so forth. Give that backstory about not only Marcus, but about Valerius as well. Now, Helgen is like the one thing I don't have discovered on my entire map. And you know what? Let's just walk there. Why not? Hello? Bandits? Anybody home? I don't see anyone. Which admittedly just has me a little worried right now. Hello? Oh, here he comes, here he comes. Sir? Sir, I'm friendly.
Stop right there. Don't even think about moving. You see my friends coming? They won't hesitate to kill you if you so much as breathe funny.
Okay, don't make fun of my breathing problems.
Who are you? And what is the meaning of this intrusion? Quickly now, speak.
Wow, that whole bandit thing works well for you, huh? Great disguise. Easy now. I'm not here to start any trouble.
Then you need to give me a reason why we shouldn't just kill you where you stand.
I have an urgent matter that I need to discuss with Valerius. I know he's here.
Never heard of him. You are mistaken. There's nobody by that name here. Now, be on your way. We don't want to hurt you.
I have an urgent message from Marcus Janus. I must be given passage.
Don't know him either. I'm beginning to run out of patience with you. Leave now.
Come on, I know who you are. And you're no bandits.
I don't know who you are, stranger, or what you want.
To talk to Valerius!
But I advise you to choose your words very carefully from here on out.
Alright, well just for that, I'm gonna breathe funny for you, huh? Huh? Here, I have a gift from Marcus. It's Val's wife's wedding ring.
Let me see that. Did you say Marcus Janus? From the war, Marcus Janus. Why didn't you say so?
I did, and I have a letter from him to Valerius. His eyes only.
Very well. I will take you inside. But all of us have our eyes on you. And if you try and start trouble, it will be the last trouble you ever start. Follow me.
Hello there. Oh, they're approaching me. Hello? Hello? Hello?
Staying safe, friend.
Oh, we're friends now. Thank you. Hey, there you go. Helgen discovered. Oh, it's about time, right? Oh, just a casual level 81, just discovering Helgen for the first time. You know, that place I was almost executed. No biggie.
Balfring, what do you think you're doing? Who is this person, and why have you brought them here?
He has an urgent message for you from Marcus Janus. He was alone, and I thought you would want to talk to him.
What? Marcus Janus? Balfring, have you gone completely mad? That's impossible.
I thought the same thing, sir. But it's true. He showed me a letter to you with Marcus's seal. It's real, all right. And sir, somehow Marcus has found Sabrina's wedding ring and sent it to you.
Very well. We'll see about this. Balfring, you are dismissed. All of you may resume your patrols.
Yes, sir.
I don't know who you are or why you're here, so you'd better have some good answers to my questions. May I see that ring?
What if I just said no? Because he's like, you need to have good answers. What if I could just go with the worst answers possible? Take it. It's yours.
You say you were sent by Marcus Janus? Where is he now?
He's in Falkreath waiting for me to return with your answer.
And do you know how he came into possession of this ring?
He must have found it in the Imperial City after you were imprisoned.
Yes, I suppose that may have been possible, but this is all so overwhelming.
I'm sorry for the loss of your family.
Thank you. I love them very deeply. I nearly went mad after they were murdered by those Altmeri dogs. I wanted nothing but vengeance. Every day of my life is burned with nothing but the desire to make them pay for their murders. But enough of that. Let's see this letter you brought. Yes. Marcus Janus. It's certainly you, all right. But what do you want with me? Tell me, how has he found me here?
He heard about a bandit named Val had taken over the fort. He thought it might be you.
Very clever, that one. Always was. Bandits. It's not far from the truth, though. Fitting ruse is that's about what we've become. Living our lives in the shadows, hiding and skulking about like some caged skeever looking for his next piece of cheese.
Cheese. You're an honorable man, Val. You said you served with distinction in the war.
Honor? Bah. Any honor I had died with the first Altmeri diplomat I assassinated. I'm not the same man he knew. But no doubt he's filled your head with tales of glory from the war, and stories of the keepers of Hancho. Oh, I'm afraid that man no longer exists. This hatred, it's consumed me, taken my life. I suppose I would still be rotting down in that damn prison were it not for Marcus. Now I'm just rotting here instead. And rot is nonetheless still rot. The only difference, really, is where and how.
Well, maybe Marcus can help. Perhaps that's why he wants to meet with you.
Why would he want to help me? After he sees what I've become, he'll leave soon enough. But go tell him I'll meet with him regardless. At least then we can say our proper goodbyes to one another. We never got to do that before. Now, be gone. Please leave me in peace.
Can I talk to your guards at all? Are they gonna have anything to say?
Yes. Did you need something?
Okay, no. The others might, but I doubt that as well. Hello. Oh, wow. Doesn't say anything to me. Ouch. Cold shoulder indeed. Alright. Back to Falkreath then.
Come on in. Just stoke the fire. Take a seat and get the cold out.
Oh, you're all dressed and ready to go. Look at you. You look very nice. I talked to Vel. He agreed to meet with you.
Excellent. Well done, my friend. I'm ready to go, but there's just one thing. I'm getting too old for fighting. Well, at least by myself, that is. I was hoping that it wouldn't be too much of a burden on you to escort me to the keep. There's another 250 gold in it for you, if you will.
Alright, stick close to me. Let's go.
I'm right behind you, but don't go too fast. Unlike you young ones, I'm not cut out for this shite anymore.
That's okay. We can take our time, Gramps. Hello. You won't say anything to me either, huh?
Archmage of the college, eh? I prefer my hammer. But maybe you can teach me a thing or two sometime.
I'd be happy to, Balfrin. You're the one person here who will talk to me.
Valerius Tiberius Artoria, you old dog. Come here, my friend. Let us have a look at you.
Marcus, why have you come here?
Ooh, straight to the point.
Valerius, I'm sure this is quite a shock to you, and terribly unexpected. I came here to check on my family, but it appears none of them survived. Then I realized you were here, so I decided it was in both our interests for two old friends to meet again. At last.
Ah, your brother, yes. Marcus, I'm very sorry. But whatever the circumstances, it does my eyes good to see you again after all these years.
Yes. Same here, old friend. Same here. So, the Keepers of Hatu in Skyrim. Who would have ever dreamed of such a time?
All right, Janice, what is it you really want? Don't forget, I know you, so out with it!
Yes, you do know me, old friend, better than most. Very well. I aim to rebuild this town, and make her my home.
Rebuild? Janice, I have no intention of helping you or anyone else rebuild a town. I'm here on other business.
Yes, I know, Valerius, but if what I propose is true, perhaps we can be mutually beneficial to one another. All I'm asking is that you hear me out. After that, if we're not in agreement, we can part ways and you'll likely never see me again. But Valerius, there's plenty of time to get to all that later. Right now, let's just catch up on old times.
Well, you're in luck, Janice. Those bandits left some fresh wine downstairs, and I need a drink.
Yes, I could use a drink too, old friend. Let me say goodbye to my new friend, and I'll join you.
Oh.
Something else I can do for you?
Can't thank you enough for your help. As agreed, here is your compensation.
You just... Alright, I'll just go. Thank you, but you never mentioned rebuilding Helgen until now. Why?
I apologize for that. I certainly wasn't intentionally keeping anything from you. I just wanted to meet with Valerius before I brought it up. But yes, I want to make Helgen my home. But she certainly has seen better days, that's for sure. You know, I grew up just across the border in Cyrodiil. And Helgen was always a place my family visited when I was a boy. I have many fond memories of those days. And now, with my brother and his family gone, let's just say he'd be happy that I settled here. And from what I could tell as we came in, it'll be a lot of work cleaning everything up. But nothing impossible. Then we can take a look at what's left of these buildings and begin rebuilding from there. I'm sure there'll be plenty of work for you if you're interested. Why don't you take a day and think about it? That'll give Valerius and I some time to catch up and come up with a plan. Can you return to see us in a day or so?
Alright, I'll see you later.
Thank you once again, friend. I'll see you then.
Now then, Marcus, let's go get that wine. You're in one piece, so I trust your trip went smoothly.
Yes, fortunately it was without incident.
Can I spy on
Of
them?
course, I had Patsy to protect me.
Can I spy on them?
Ah, yes, dear Patsy. There's not a more loyal man in all of Tamriel. And I'm pleased the road was kind to you.
How long has it been now, Val? Nearly 20 years?
It's been too long, friend, too long. So, are you still running that trading outfit out of Coral?
Just bouncing up and down the steps.
No, not anymore. At least now, that is. Business was slow, and it seems Cyrodiil just can't get back on its feet, Valerius.
Yes, I've heard the same thing about Hammerfell. These truly are desperate times, my friend.
Don't close the door on me.
Desperate times indeed.
Don't close the door on me.
Yes. But it will get better, Valerius, for both of us. Tamriel can't stay at war forever.
Marcus Janus, ever the eternal optimist. Gods, how I remember that used to get on my nerves.
Well, we surely wouldn't want that, would we? Now then, pass that wine and let's share a toast. Then we can get down to business.
Because here's the thing. They wouldn't include all that dialogue unless they, you know, wanted you to hear it. They wouldn't have included that dialogue, this conversation, unless they expected you to hear it.
Hello. Need something?
But that's where it ends. I don't get to hear the business, which makes sense, because they was like, hey, just let us have our talk and check up on us in a day. So, let's do that. Alright, let's see what his plans are. Oh, wait, he's not in... Okay, he is in the keep. For a second, it looked like the marker was pointing somewhere else. It's because if I stand too close to the door, it just shows the marker on the compass being somewhere else. Just watch I get down there and they're still drinking. They're just piss drunk. Also, I'm going the wrong way, so just ignore me. It's fine. I remember the very first time I played this, way back when. I did it on a save that was on Live Another Life alternate start, and because of that, I had never gone through Helgen, so the script for the debris falling in this hallway had never triggered in my game yet. So when I first came down here, when playing that mod in the modded playthrough, I then saw all the rubble come down at that moment. And it might have been when they were having their little chat and their get-togethers, so they were just like, oh yes, it's good to see you, let's get the wine, and just... Oh, what a time.
It's good that the war is finally over. Hopefully, the people of Skyrim can resume their lives in peace.
You said to return in 24 hours?
Ah, yes, we've been waiting for you. Now that you're here, we have a matter of grave importance to discuss with you. So you really think this nonsensical plan of yours will work, Val?
Janus, it has to work. We have no choice. Now then.
Hello? Oh, Falco! Oh,
Reporting
no.
as ordered, sir.
Oh, no.
Good. That armor looks good on you two.
Oh, no.
Well, it itches, and it stinks.
What happened to
Had a
her?
deadline in it. What do you expect?
Oh, don't look at me!
So, now that we're all here, Valerius, would you like to fill in our friend on your plan?
Did you ever stop to wonder how my men and I came to this place?
What happened to her? Is that some sort of conflict maybe with, immersive armors? I didn't see any patches or anything that I needed to download. I didn't see any required files or anything. I assumed it was to spy on the Thalmor.
Well, yes, but that's not all of it. Up until a couple of weeks ago, we were still in Cyrodiil. And our sources began reporting on new Thalmor activity taking place south of here. Rumor was that they were turning an old fort into a prison for captured Talos worshippers. And I deemed the reports credible enough to investigate. I sent my best man, Korst, on the mission. He was ordered not to confront them, but to observe only. Unfortunately, he did not return, and I'm afraid something went very wrong.
How long has he been missing?
About 2 weeks. After 1 week went by, we'd started to fear the worst, so we mobilized and came here. Finding Korst is the main reason we're here. This fort gave us the perfect spot to rest, resupply, and prepare to find out what happened to him. So, we eliminated the bandits, took over the fort, and tried to blend in and not draw attention to ourselves.
Marcus said you have a plan?
Yes. Fortunately, the Imperials left everything behind when they abandoned this place. It looks like Elenwen herself was here.
She was, but what does that have to do with your plan?
I need you to pose as an Imperial officer with orders to transfer Korst back to Elenwen for interrogation. Legion prisoner transfer parties always travel in groups of 3, so Falco and Sienna will be going with you. As you can see, they're already in Imperial uniform, and you must do the same if this has any chance of working. We found some officer's armor that should fit you, and Alton put a little enchantment on it for you. It's only worn by high-ranking officers, so it should help you carry a bit more influence. If you have any other powers of persuasion, this would be the time to use them. Perhaps between the two it will be enough for this to work.
Are you sure they won't see through this plan? What about the transfer order from Elenwen?
While searching the fort, we found a communique from her own hand, and were able to forge a transfer order to give to the men at the prison. If the Thalmor officers question you, remind them you're a special envoy from the embassy, and they had best comply. Hopefully it'll be enough, but if not, you may have to resort to the old-fashioned way of negotiating.
This prison surely is heavily guarded.
Yes, it certainly will be. And make no mistake, those Thalmor bastards are beyond brutal. And I've heard there's a particularly ruthless justiciar named Arundel who may be in charge there. If it's the Arundel I know, you can be certain he will kill you on sight, so you must be careful.
If Korst is alive, rest assured, we'll bring him back.
Thank you, friend. You know, Marcus seems to be quite impressed with you. And well, if he trusts you, then I trust you. The prison is located south of here, on the road past Fort Newgrad, heading to the Cyrodiil border. Here, I'll mark it on your map. Here's your armor. Don't forget to put it on. Please return as soon as you can, and good luck.
Ooh, plus 15 speechcraft. Don't mind if I do.
Something else I can do for you?
Let me see if I can fix her or find anything about her armor real fast.
Nothing more to say at this time.
Oh, that was easy. Just disable and re-enable and that fixed her.
My wife was always proud of who I was, but somehow I think she'd be ashamed of me now.
Okay. Yeah, I wasn't sure if that would work. My other idea was, okay, if disable, re-enable doesn't work, then maybe open inventory, see what armor she has, take it out, put it back on, see if that made any difference. But that was easy enough. That fixed it very, very quickly. Granted, that's always just one of my go-tos anyway. Just like, oh, disable, enable, boom. And it works for a lot of things, too.